Welcome to the NBA here on 2K Sports. Wednesday in the NBA. It's the Minnesota Timberwolves going up.
And both sides on the floor getting ready for the game ahead. It's almost that time. The NBA on 2K Sports welcomes you to Wednesday afternoon basketball. This is Kevin Harlan alongside Clark Kellogg and Steve Kerr. And now a quick check of our starting lineups for both teams. First for the Timberwolves. Russell is out there with Austin Rivers. They've got Gobert. He brings a very important inside presence to this team, a mainstay in their offensive and defensive strategies. Then there's Edwards. And then for the Los Angeles Lakers. And manning the middle, a champion in his lone season at Kentucky. And the 2012 #1 pick overall, shot blocker extraordinaire Anthony Davis. Then it's LeBron James. And it's Johnson in at the 4.
Well, Minnesota won 31 games last season, but only 11 of those came on the road. For a team that was battered and bruised heading out on a lengthy road trip, there's often a recipe for a losing streak, and that was the case for them last year. The injuries just really bogged them down.
Tip-off goes to Minnesota. Russell with it. Lets the 3 fly. And Westbrook pulls it down. Well, picking up again on the Timberwolves. Road travel can be especially tough on them just given the geography where their home city is in relation, Steve, to the rest of the NBA.
Well, particularly in relation to the rest of the West. Because, there the Timberwolves are up north and kind of in the middle of the country. So they have a lot of long trips. But, look, there are no excuses in the NBA. I mean, everybody's got their own adversity they've got to deal with. Well, a coaching carousel for the Lakers last season. They made it only 5 games before firing Mike Brown. Then they decided to go in a new direction. And, boy, they went through 3 different head coaches before all was said and done. They never really were able to gain that consistency they were looking for.
Minnesota on D. LeBron James on the wing. Johnson fires the 3. Yes, that's LeBron picking up the assist.
That's like a layup for him. He's just wide open out there.
Doris Burke has some information for us. Doris?
Guys, I had a chance to catch up with the Minnesota Timberwolves head coach. Of course, the conversation veered to the challenge of defending LeBron James, and he said there's not a lot of good options with him. He can really do it all. I think you just have to try and stay in front of him, and if he gets in close, you have to bring help. And guys, we've seen LeBron really force the issue as far as getting into the lane. We'll see how they do.
All right, Doris, thanks. And back to the Lakers' struggles last season. What do you think, Clark, were the main problems that, held them back from being the kind of title contender that they thought they were and a lot of people imagined they were?
Well, I was down to 3 or 4 shot clock quarters. I think there were a number of issues, as you might expect. Injuries played a significant role, but I think there was discord over how they should play, really no true identity. They were a big team trying to be small, a team without a number of shooters trying to spread the floor, older team trying to go up tempo, coaching change, and that transition.
Right, yes.
You had a lot of moving parts, and it made it very difficult for everybody, I think, and it showed in how the Lakers season went.
That's a good assessment.
That's the kind of defense required when he's got the ball near the hoop. And they were right in his face.
A drive by Russell. Rejected by Westbrook. And so it looks like the Timberwolves will retain possession here. 16 seconds. Here in the first quarter with about 2 minutes gone by. Rivers off a hit from Gobert. Rivers passes to Gobert. Shot clock at 6.
Right here.
Edwards against LeBron. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up.
Well, what I like about him, Kevin, is his ability to shake a defender loose off the dribble and find a high-quality shot for himself. He is a very slippery player.
And Steve, near the bucket, he's one of the best finishers around. I mean, he does a great job of using his strong body to fight through contact and get to the rack.
And he sinks the second.
Well, for the Lakers last season, it seemed there was so much turmoil throughout the year. Injuries, coaching-wise, changes in the offense. And they never were able to really gain any momentum. They made a decent run at the end of the season, but that didn't carry over into the postseason when they were swept by the Lakers in the first round.
Now here's Rivers. Out of bounds, the Lakers will take possession.
That is not a difficult pass. You'd think they could keep it in bounds.
First quarter of ball, almost 2.5 minutes in. Reeves. He's guarded by Rivers. That's good. Then going back to D'Antoni and the Lakers, and Howard and Gasol were made more than a little disgruntled with how Clark he made use or didn't make use of them offensively.
You know, the Lakers brought in D'Antoni to try to emphasize Steve Nash and his role in the offense, but I think they neglected how that would affect the 7-footers. Didn't do a really good job of incorporating those guys, and when you got Kobe getting his shots, that's a tough dynamic to work through.
Here's Westbrook after the made shot from Reeves. Hits it from three-point range. He has 5.
No matter who it is, that kind of defense is not going to cut it.
Now Russell. A minute 50 left to play in the first quarter. Here is Sundog. Alive, Minnesota. And Gobert kicks to Edwards. Here is Sundog. Knocks down the 3-ball.
He's so reliable. You know, his offense seems to be consistently there for this team.
Westbrook against Russell. Back to LeBron. A platoon swap here for the Lakers. Left in the first. And it's out of bounds. The Lakers able to retain possession here.
Still Lakers ball. 7 seconds on the shot clock.
7. 2 fouls. And the defense didn't have position. They whistle a blocking foul, and he'll go to the line. The Lakers have converted 1 of 2 free throws so far today. And the first one at the line is good. And so he hits both.
He's a dead eye at the line, fellas. Just call him automatic. He doesn't miss many of those.
The drive by Russell. 1:06 left to play here in the first. Here is Sundog. Blanketed by the D. He fights to the rim for the layup. He has 5.
Well, he recognized the advantage size-wise, and he went right at the defender. That's how you do it.
Tupon. He's guarded by Russell. Some nice passing here by Los Angeles. Nice D from Russell. Timberwolves trailed by 3. And he's going up for the end. And Edwards with the stuff.
Boy, he is a strong finisher on the fast break.
Yeah, he remains in total control, even at full speed. I love that about him.
The Lakers have gone 50% from the field to this point, 4 of 8. That's a 2-pointer from Walker. And misses it off the right side of the rim. Timberwolves have gotten 5 of 10 shots to drop in this game so far. Right at the 50% mark. Sundog. 6 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Here's Tucker. He's guarded by Russell. Tupon. An even 3-on-3 break. 1 second left. A good close contest so far as we finish the first quarter. Well, up to this point, a closely contested game as we start the second quarter. And taking a look at Los Angeles' performance here, Clark and Steve, what What have they been doing or not doing?
And I thought the key in that first quarter was the offensive aggressiveness. They attacked the rim and got to the foul line.
And I sense they're really feeling good about playing at home, taking advantage of the home court.
The Timberwolves trail. Right side, Russell. Pass to Edwards. Defended by Tucker. Turn around, Jay. Edwards. That's good. He's got 7.
You know, the turnaround jumper, guys, is one of those shots that always just looks so good. I mean, it's got that nice, smooth, singular motion. Sweet.
Here's Walker with the 3. That one's good.
He can be a forgotten man in their offense sometimes, but you know the defense still needs to keep an eye on him.
And we're about a minute into the second quarter of play. Los Angeles making a switch here. Here is Edwards, defended by Tucker.
I got ball.
Shot clock at 3. There's the bucket. Good.
You know, of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is major smash mouth basketball, guys.
Love it. Old school. Just physical play in the paint. Dominate.
And here is Los Angeles now. After the main shot from Gobert. And it's Walker penetrating. Two-handed jam. This game's going to take a big swing. Clark, if the D continues to clear out like that and give up easy dunks.
Yeah, that's the kind of defense we expect to see in a blowout, Kevin, or even an exhibition game, not a close game like this.
You know what? Come on, Ken. I just like that he didn't choose to just lay it up there. I mean, he threw it down with force.
Sundal, defended by Anderson. And 2 shots coming up at the line as he gets fouled on the shot.
They got right to the rim, but got hammered once he got there by the defense.
That was a nice job taking it strong and forcing his way to the line. Well done.
And some stats here, guys. The scoring breakdown for Los Angeles.
Boy, the three-point shot has really been dropping for him early on.
And the other thing we're seeing is great ball movement. We're seeing a lot of good offensive execution, ball movement, player movement, setting up assists.
And the Lakers making a change here. Westbrook's checked in. Off target from outside. Timberwolves shooting has been terrific. 54% on the game.
We'll look back to that 2008 draft. The then Sonics, now Thunder, took Westbrook at the 4 spot. A lot of people thought that was a reach, but tell you what, you redo the draft right now, and he has a legitimate case of being the #1 pick.
Gets it to go. 9 points in the game so far.
Well, the #1 priority for a defense when you face this guy is to keep him getting anywhere from the basket because he's just so strong as a finisher.
And another thing you see him do a lot and do very well is draw and dish. He brings defenders to him in the low post and then kicks the ball out to the wide-open teammate if he's double-teamed.
Well, Clark, back in the 2008 draft, Westbrook had played kind of a combo guard at UCLA, and there were some questions, I think, among a lot of scouts and personnel guys' minds about his ability to become a full-time point guard.
Yeah, you know, it's interesting. I think you always have to look at players, not just for what they might become, but what are they when they get to you. And Russell was a guy who was athletic, aggressive, hungry to get better. And when you've got those attributes in his athleticism, you're going to be a difference maker in the league, and he's proven that to be the case.
And finished off by one.
When he goes hard to the rim like that, the defenders should just save their energy and let him go.
Well, he was nearly able to get there, just a step slow.
I think he was lucky he didn't get all the way there. I mean, he may have gotten run over.
Outside Russell, and there's the pass to Edwards. A three-pointer off the mark. The Lakers in the lead. And it's Walker penetrating for 3. And it's Rivers with the rebound.
And that's a shot you can't pass up. He should knock that down.
To the middle. Here is Sundal, and he gets it to go, hitting off the back of the rim. 11 points in the game.
He shot the ball exceptionally well. And
the Lakers making a change here. And almost 4 minutes gone here in the second quarter of play. Westbrook against Russell. And stolen by Russell. Right side, Russell. Johnson over the help. Here is Edwards. He has 7. Clock at 6. Here is Sundolf. Rebound by the Lakers.
What was the defense doing there? He is not the guy to give an open look to, and yet they got away with it.
Out of bounds. Minnesota takes possession.
Such a careless pass. You got to keep your head in the game here.
And the Lakers making a change here. James is checked in. Here's Edwards. The Timberwolves again can't hit.
They would have been lucky to knock that shot down.
Yeah, that kind of shot will definitely get you the high eyebrows from the coach and maybe get you a seat on the bench, too. Well, I think he kind of alligator-armed that one, short-stroked it. After doing a nice job to get open, he didn't finish the shot.
We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. And it's Russell missing. The Lakers trail. LeBron outside. The dish to Westbrook. Passes it to Johnson. LeBron James on the wing. LeBron right side. Buried from 15 feet out. Guys, no one team gaining control early on.
Give and take, back and forth, the whole way thus far.
Yeah, 6 lead changes already, and there's Rasheed Wallace.
And now, brought to you by Sprint.
Welcome. I'm Damon Bruce. A great game going on out at Staples Center. A tightly contested game for Los Angeles up against the Minnesota Timberwolves. They've gotten a tremendous boost from their reserves, going to them early in the game for production. The first half, a productive one for LeBron. Everything's finding its way through the rim, and he's been filling it up early. Also a strong first half for Minnesota. They've been relentless attacking the rim, dominating in points in the paint, and the bodies down low have been banging away. Austin Rivers playing impressively so far. He's been making it look easy filling up the point column. And that's it for now. Thanks for stopping in with us. It's time to head back to Kevin Harlan, Steve Kerr, Clark Kellogg, and Doris Burke, who are all ready.